Lesson 7.4, Example 2. We're going to use that percent equation to find a commission. Commission, a car salesperson earns a 6.5%, 6.5% commission on every car sold. So a commission is just a portion of the price of the car that the salesperson gets to keep because he or she made the sale. So that's how some salespeople make their money on commissions. The question is, the salesperson sells a car for $21,800. What is the commission? So here's their solution. Again, we're starting with our percent equation. A, the part, is equal to P percent times B, the whole. They're starting to substitute some things in. 6.5% was given to us in the problem, so they're putting that in place of P percent. And they're putting 21,800 in for B. And we have to be careful not to always assume that the number they're giving us is B, but in this case, B is the base, which means it's the whole, and that is the whole price of the car. So our salesperson is going to make 6.5% of that. As always, we need to rewrite the percent in its decimal form in order to do the calculation. So we're looking at moving the decimal point to the left twice, having to add a 0 after the decimal point. So 65 thousandths times 21,800. Once you multiply that, and again, that could be done on a calculator, that could be done on paper, that could be done using lattice or traditional multiplication, you end up with 1,417. What does that mean? That means that, first of all, it means that 1,417 is 6.5% of 21,800, and that also means that the salesperson's commission is that amount, $1,417. So there's an example of a situation where you have to find a percent of something, and you could use the percent equation to do that. Here I am back in my note-taking guide on example 2, also about finding a commission, just a different situation. A salesperson earns 5.5% commission on every car sold. So we're getting a different percent here. The salesperson sells a car for $41,200. What is the commission? In our solution, we're again writing the percent equation to begin with. Then we're going to substitute some things into there. Looking back into what I was given a percent, so I can put that in for P percent, 5.5%. B is the base, or the whole, and the whole price of the car is $41,200. So I've got things substituted in. Writing the percent as a decimal, so now I'm going to take 5.5%. I'm going to move the decimal point to the left twice. So I have to add a 0 in there. And I'm going to drop the percent side. So the decimal form of that percent is 55 thousandths. I'm going to use that instead of the percent in my calculations. So I'm going to have to do this multiplication. 55 thousandths times 41,200. Now that, again, could be done on a calculator. Probably most average adults in our world would do that on a calculator. It can be done on paper as well, using lattice, or it can be done using traditional multiplication. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm just going to use traditional multiplication, but I'm going to try to simplify things for myself. I'm just going to do 412, ignoring the 2 zeros for now, times 55, ignoring the decimal point for now. And I'm just going to do that first. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. 5 times 4 is 20. So I get 2,060. Adding a 0, moving over to the tens place. 5 times 2 is 10. Carry the 1. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. And 5 times 4 is 20. Since they were both 5s, things came out pretty much the same. Adding that together, pretty simple. Now I got to do some adjustments. That 412 was really 41,200. So I have to add 2 zeros to my product. And then the 55 was really 55 thousandths, where there are 1, 2, 3 decimal places. So counting back 3, there's my decimal placement, and I'm landing with 6,266 as the product, 6,266. So, you know, if you drop that decimal point and the extra zeros until you're ready to get your final answer, the multiplication itself really isn't that bad, even without a calculator. So what did we just find out? We just found out that 5.5% of 41,200 is 6,266. So we can answer the question. The commission is $6,266 if you sell a car for $41,200 and you're making 5.5% commission. So at this point, if you are feeling good about example 2, you can go ahead and try checkpoint 3 in your note-taking guide. I'm going to go ahead and do one extra practice example for those who would like to see one more example. So let's go with number 3. In example 2, find the commission if a car is sold for $23,000. So we're just getting a different price of a car, but we're going to go with, and this is example 2 in your book, the 6.5% commission that we were given. So 6.5% commission. And I'm selling a car for $23,000. All right, so again, starting out with my percent equation, A equals P percent times B. I know the percent is 6.5%, and I know the base, I know the whole price of the car was $23,000. So it looks like I have to find 6.5% of that in order to find A. 6.5% can be written in its decimal form as 65 thousandths times or of $23,000 car. All right, I'm ready to do the calculations now. So I am going to just do 65 times 23 for now and worry about all the other details later. I think I'm going to use traditional since I've got it set up that way. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 1 is 19. Put down a 0, because I'm moving over to the tens place now. 2 times 5 is 10. I'm carrying a 1 again. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Add those up, and I've got 1,495. Now that's the answer to 65 times 23, but this was at 23,000. So I've got to add 3 zeros to my product. And this was 65 thousandths, so I've got to, let's see, I've got to count back 3, get rid of those zeros. So I'm getting A equals 1,495, which means that 1,495 is 6.5% of 23,000, which means that is the amount of money this salesperson is going to make if he or she sells a car for $23,000. So there's another example. Hopefully that's going to help you. Go ahead and give checkpoint number 3 in your note-taking guide a try.